Good morning, lovelies. ZoëTwoDots here with some more Pokemon goodness for you. Not Pokemon Go. Today I want to give you guys a little breakdown of my team for a fun little kind of battle draft. I'm going to explain all the things. A cool Sword and Shield main series Pokemon battle competition that I'm going to be participating in. So for any of you lovelies who happen to watch some main series Pokemon stuff, you might be familiar with A-Drive, with Wolfie, a whole bunch of other Pokemon creators, and you know, the main series Pokemon games, Sword and Shield, X and Y, Sun and Moon, all that jazz. I know that the main thing that I cover on my channel here is Pokemon Go, but I have been playing Pokemon since day dot, since good old Pokemon Red and Blue. Pokemon Yellow was my first game, good old Game Boy games. I've played pretty much every main series game. I just don't really cover it much on the channel. All of our Sword and Shield stuff, we kind of did like the streams over on Twitch, and we still do that pretty frequently. But this is my first time ever being involved in a competitive VGC tournament. So I wanted to give you guys a bit of a background on me, my history with main series, and then a breakdown of my team. So first things first, I guess, what is the competition? Basically, it is a doubles draft. So if you're not sure what a draft league is, I'm going to try and break down what that kind of like involves. Essentially, we've got like a whole sheet worth of Pokemon that is, you know, the G-Max ones, tier 1, you know, the best attackers and best defenders, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, all the way down to like tier 4, where it's kind of like, oh, you're gonna pick that? That's a bit of a yikes. But within this draft, we have a certain number of points we can spend. We have a certain number of free picks that we can get from each of the tiers. And the way that it works as well is that, say for example, if I decide to pick the Pokemon Lapras, no one else on their team can have regular Lapras on their team. Likewise, if I really want to get Togekiss, but someone else has already picked that, I can't have it because someone else already does. It's also a snake draft, so there's a list of all the competitors in order. It'll go from first pick, first person, second person, third person, all the way to the bottom of the list. Gets to the bottom of the list, say it's person number 15 picks, and then they pick again. And then it goes back 14, 13, goes all the way up, back and down, until all of the picks are done. So thankfully, this comp isn't going to be me versing, the most meta, bulky, crazy teams, because everyone kind of has to have a bit of a spread of weirdness or a bit of a spread of, best to worst on their team. I'm going to have links for everyone that is competing in the tournament as well in the description, so if you guys want to go and follow them or check them out or see what teams they've got and their little breakdown as well, all of those things will be available. So for me and my background in main series Pokemon, I have been playing since, as I said, since day dot, since the 90s. However, I was never someone that completed the Pokédex. That was never my jam. I kind of thought, why would I bother catching the ugly Pokemon, or the Pokemon that I didn't like? That's not how, being a Pokemon trainer works. You're supposed to have your little team, your little dudes, and you power them up and you work together and you level up and you grind and you go to the Elite Four sort of thing. I never was, a completionist for things. I was never into strategy and competitive because I was like, that's a Buizel. He's cute. I would just power up that Buizel. And I took my Buizel to the Elite Four and I kicked butt with my Buizel. I didn't evolve my Togepi. I didn't, min-max IVs and EVs and learn particular strats, or, if I do this first move and then I lower its attack. And I was like, look, every term that you waste not punching the Pokemon, you're not punching the Pokemon. You just got to do some damage, beat their team, you win. Like a very aggressive, just all out, pick my Pokemon that I like and just spam attacks and win, profit. This doesn't work in competitive. You can't just do that, as it turns out. It's a lot of strategy, a lot of trying to outthink your opponent, and what if I swap this out and they swap into this, and then, it's very competitive. And as such, over the years of not actually getting into it or learning any of the strats, I kind of put myself behind a bit of a barrier to entry, I feel. In that people, even joining this comp, people are like, oh yeah, blah, blah, like you can just set up some trick rooms and do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, what's the trick room? Like, I know the move. I don't know what value it has in doubles. I don't know what value it has in competitive. I don't know anything. Please help. So yeah, it's been a massive learning curve for me. It's been amazing. Massive shout out to Agent V. She has been helping me, my team, helping me with battles as well, and just being an absolute information source. Like, no one has just sat with me and talked me through how does competitive battling work? How does VGC work proper? And she's been amazingly generous with her time. No question is too, like, you know, dumb or basic. She's been very awesome with like helping me explain or helping me like question through that learning process. So let's get into my team picks. I want to preface this with a few things. I first started doing the picks, I thought that we had to pick in order. So there's like a list of like a tier list from Gmax, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, blah, blah. My first few picks, I thought that we had to pick in order. I was wrong. You could actually pick in this draft whatever order you wanted, as long as you had something in each of the slots by the end of it. No one told me that. I've also been made aware that I can change Pokemon throughout the weeks as well. I think up to week 5-ish. If I am using something that's not really working for my team, I can swap them out. So there will be changes to my team, more than likely. And lastly, my personal rule for myself was that I would not pick any Pokemon just because it was meta. My rule was I have to love and enjoy this Pokemon. Cute Pokemon only. Only Pokemon that I actually enjoy. So you're not gonna see like a Rillaboom on my team because I don't really care one way or another about Rillaboom. You're not gonna see Aegislash on my team because I don't really care about Aegislash. Even getting down into, you know, the tier 4, tier 3 stuff, I flat out refuse to pick something just because it was meta. This might hurt me in the long run, but this has always been a thing for me as well for competitive. I really have no interest in competitive if I can't have a team of Pokemon that I like. Isn't that the whole point of Pokemon? Is to have your boys that you love, that you've trained, that you've spent time with. So every single Pokemon is one that I at least love. There'll be some that get swapped out, but if I'm doing any swaps, I'll be swapping in someone else that I love. And at the very least as well, it doesn't matter if I don't win all these, I'm here to learn, I'm here to, you know, get a feel for it, learn some strats from the other players, and just have a good time in general. So the team that I'm representing is the Aussie Gliders. Someone did snag the Emolga, so Emolga is not on my team, sadly, so let's jump into my little team breakdown. Okay, so my first pick. Gmax Appleton, the Big Apple, shiny. This was like one of the Pokemon that I shiny hunted for so long in Sword and Shield, 1,300 and something eggs to get the shiny, only to have it hatch without the special ability, the hidden ability. So I have to go again to get that thick, fat shiny. But this was one of the picks that I made pre having advice from anyone. Again, had no idea on team comp. I thought that I had to pick in order, so I thought I had to pick a Gmax. I knew that I had a shiny apple and that I wanted to use that thick boy because it's fun. Turns out it might not be the smartest pick in terms of team comp, in terms of usability, but it's weird and I want to make it work. I guess a thing in these comps as well, there are people with a lot of experience in the VGC and in tournaments, and I feel like maybe bringing in some weird stuff might throw them off guard. It might just get me wrecked, but I think it might also just be like, what is she gonna do with this apple? Like, what is going on here? So throughout the journey of picking these Pokemon, my team has become very much be a bit cheeky. That's my vibes. I'm just going to be trying to be a bit cheeky, cause a lot of mayhem and confusion within the league. So the apple, I don't know what I'm doing with it yet, but we're going to figure it out as we go. Next up is the Mimikyu. So again, this was pre-advice, but one thing that I do know is that Mimikyu is, or has been quite relevant in singles and doubles at the very least. I know that it is a bit of a hot pick. Again, thinking I had to pick in order, I grabbed the Mimikyu, if nothing else, to prevent other people from having the Mimikyu. At the very least, I knew that it was powerful, it has a good bit of coverage, it's got a lot of resistances, which is great. It's a Pokemon that kind of has to be respected. If you're versing someone that has this and you let it get away from you, it can be quite cheeky. It's good for setting up Trick Room, which I've finally learnt about as well. And yeah, again, at this point in the picks, this has been a few weeks ago now, but at this point in the picks, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I know that this is a good Pokemon. I'm gonna, let me grab that. I have had my first battle, by the way, which you guys will see very soon on the weekend. I'm definitely getting more of a good feel for using this Pokemon, as well having its ability Disguise. It does get to like take a free hit. So if you clock that Mimikyu, no damage on the first hit, and the Disguise breaks, and then on the following turns it will take its damage. That's kind of useful for me. Pick number 3, Chandelure. Again, I'm still picking in order, as you can see. Another Pokemon that I just kind of knew was very relevant at this point as well. A lot of people picking some grass types and things like that, so I'm starting to think like what other typings do I need to get coverage for. Chandelure, bit of a fiery beast. I like it. I did get so lucky as well to get the shiny from a raid den. I figured I might as well use it for something. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to grab these bad boys and hope for the best. I haven't had much practice yet with Chandelure, but I'm going to be doing some more sims over the weekend. Pick number 4 is Gastrodon. Now here's where I'm starting to get some like influence and input and doing a bit more research. And again, thank you V for some insight for my team comps. I was still under the impression that I had to pick in order, but you know, it is what it is. Gastrodon. Gastrodon is an absolute powerhouse in VGC. Full stop. This thing only has one weakness, which is to grass, and it's just a little thicky. It's thick with like about 7 Cs probably. It can tank a lot of hits, it can protect itself, it can recover and get more health back. I think I want to change up the items on this one as well and give it leftovers just so it is an absolute pest, healing every turn as well, and just make it more of a nuisance than what it already is. So far in my first battle as well, I have enjoyed using it quite a bit and I want to get some more practice and some better handling for it. Coming in next is a dumb pick. It's Lapras. This was like a bit of a rush pick. I don't really need Lapras because I have got the Gastrodon. I guess following in the form though, I was just, again, I thought I had to pick these things in order. If nothing else, this prevented someone else from having the Lapras. Lapras, I'm so sorry, I love you, but you're probably gonna be one that I swap out for something else to give me a bit more coverage in the upcoming battles. My next pick was the Torkoal. Now this, again, is back onto the Strat City. Essentially, this Torkoal is paired up with my next pick that is the Lilligant. So Torkoal, stupidly slow, but if you're able to set up Trick Room, you know, with Mimikyu or something, because it is so slow, it gets to go for, it basically Trick Room, whoever has like the slowest stat, it swaps it. It makes everything all wonky. The slow boys get to be the fast boys. So with Trick Room, Torkoal can kind of have a bit of fun and start like slamming out some hits. Very, very powerful fire moves on this guy. And then again, coupled with Lilligant, so their abilities combined. So Torkoal making a drought that makes it really sunny. That's going to give a boost to Lilligant. Lilligant can then do moves like, oh, after you. So there's a move called After You. After you, good sir, Mr. Torkoal, would you like to go first? That, again, if you don't have Trick Room set up, Lilligant can kind of pass that over, her little turn, over to Torkoal and let Torkoal go first, and just let him power out some moves. That's been really, really fun to practice as well when that does, like when you can pull that off. You can have a bit of cheeky fun with Lilligant as well with Sleep Powder and just kind of like being a bit of a pest in general. You can put stuff to sleep, you can help out, you know, your Torkoal, you can give a helping hand to other Pokemon to like, you know, clap them on and give them a bit of a boost to their attacks, which is great. So yeah, this has been a fun little combo to work with too. Next up is Thicky. Togedemaru, this thick little circle rat. Love this dude. I love it. Again, look at how much happier you are when you have a team that's like things that you like to look at. Togedemaru is an absolute sphere of just peskiness. This thing is a pest. Moves like Nuzzle to try and paralyze Pokemon, moves like Fake Out to make things just like not attack on their first go. It's a decent little electric type, you know, it's not the best, not the worst, it's fine. Having that combination with Steel typing as well kind of gives you a bit of extra stuff to work around with. And all round, it's a Pokemon that I enjoy. Up next is Meowstic-Female. I was definitely lacking some psychics on my team at this point as well. A lot of the other psychics we were hoping to grab, I think we had our eye on Alolan Raichu as a, you know, combo type, and then on potentially Galarian Rapidash as well. That had been yoinked by someone else. So again, with this whole snake style draft, there's a big chance that someone's already grabbed a Pokemon that you want, or, you know, you need to be adaptable to pick something else. Again, Meowstic, one of my favorites. I apologize profusely as well to V. She'd be suggesting Pokemon like, oh, what about this? What about this? Would be really good for your team comp. And I'm like, I don't like that Pokemon. And she's like, that's cool. We'll find something that you like. So Meowstic-Female, more of an offensive psychic, whereas Meowstic-Male is more, I believe, support and defense sort of vibes, or support vibes. Meowstic-Female, she's gorgeous. This is the shiny, by the way. Top tier shiny. Mwah, chef's kiss. I'd like to get her to get some use and to get some practice in with her, absolutely. These last two picks, honestly, I just kind of picked whatever, because it was like, because of my time zone as well, I was, you know, waking up to people, you know, waiting on me to pick stuff. There wasn't a lot of things left to pick. And I think I definitely wanted more time to like sit down and get a better understanding of what I was going to do with my team. So the last two, kind of silly. We got Quagsire. It's stupid. He's happy. He's just like, stoked to be alive. I do apologize, Quagsire. I might sub you off the team in the upcoming rounds and stuff. But again, it kind of like, I've already got the Lapras, I've already got the Gastrodon. I don't the Quagsire. Sorry, dude. And last was Corsola. Again, I just picked out a random tier 4 with the last points that I had and things like that. Again, it might not really do anything. It might not even make an appearance. So it may be one that I just sub out and pick something else to replace it, or I might try and take advantage of like its rock moveset and things like that, because I don't really have many rock boys on my team at all. I'll take you guys through the picks one more time, just rolling it back. We've got the Corsola, Quagsire, the Meowstic, we've got the Togedemaru, we've got the Lilligant, the Torkoal, the Lapras, Gastrodon, Chandelure, Mimikyu, Gmax Appleton. So, a pretty big spread across, a pretty like weird spread across everything. I guess the core being the Torkoal, Lilligant, getting up to some shenanigans there. We've got Mimikyu to set up Trick Room for stuff. I've got Togedemaru to be an absolute little pest in a lot of situations. I think my Meowstic can set up Trick Room too. Mimikyu, Chandelure again can have a bit of shenanigans, and I've been practicing a few things with Appleton. I think I can make some weird stuff happen there. We'll see how that goes. For all these battles as well, they will be the best 2 of 3. First person to get 2 wins is the winner for that round. They are double battles, so you'd have to consider how, you know, your Pokemon pair together and all that jazz. And with the VGC kind of like player, like the rule set, the kind of play style, what you do is you show 6 Pokemon and then you take 4 into the battle. So even though I've got all these boys over here, I'll only each battle I'll be taking or showing 6 of them. So I almost chopped this list basically in half. So I might take the top 6 that you see there, and then from those 6, I can see my opponent's 6. So I know their team, their whole roster beforehand to get my head in the game. I then see their 6, and within 60 seconds of seeing their 6 Pokemon, I need to pick what 4 I'm gonna take in. So it becomes very like, you know, head game strats. You're on the time is ticking down. What is your team gonna best do against their team? Who are you weak to? Who are you strong against on their team? Which is a really fun way. So it's not gonna be all the same battles or just using the same 4 Pokemon over and over again. And then between each match, you can reselect from that 6. So even though I took out, you know, Appleton, Mimikyu, Chandelure, and Gastrodon on the first round, I don't have to use those on the second round. I could pick Appleton, Mimikyu, Gastrodon, Lapras, whatever it is from my 6, I can shuffle it up and they can too. So I'm really looking forward to getting my butt absolutely kicked, but in the process, learning a lot too. So if you guys have any, you know, questions or, you know, maybe we can do some learnings along the way of how what I've learned, and you know, help you guys, people that haven't done anything competitively before and are kind of like, what am I gonna do? How do I get into comp? Yeah, if those are things that pop up and you have questions about, or if you're interested in that and you want me to do a super duper beginner's guide or something, let me know, because I'm still learning as well. And I want to share that learning with you guys, because I feel like, you know, at this point, never too late to get in and just give it a go. If I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. That's fine. As long as I'm learning something and having fun, it feels good to finally be doing competitive and doing VGC, because I feel like I've avoided it for so long, that it's nice to actually be like, ah, cool. I'm finally learning. I'm doing it. It doesn't matter if I lose, because I'm learning and I get to learn and actually do the thing that I wanted to do for a long time. So no better excuse than a competition that you can't really back out of than to make you learn. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on my team, on my really weird, dense team. Again, the whole rule for me is Pokemon that I like. Even if I sub out some of these Pokemon, I will not pick something that isn't a Pokemon that I enjoy using. I just think that kind of goes against my core beliefs about Pokemon. I guess that's why I get, you know, maybe main series core VGC when you just join a random battle. Maybe I'll never be able to participate in something like that. But things like this, where it's drafts with friends or other creators that has a really weird mix, might be where I, you know, have the most fun and have some success. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What would you sub out maybe for, you know, the Lapras or my Quagsire, my Corsola, those sort of vibes, things that are more like the tier 4, tier 3 Pokemon. Are there any glaring, gaping holes in my team that it's like, Zoe, you need a XYZ type on your team? let me know. I'm happy to take some feedback too. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe. Thank you to everyone who did leave a like as well. And if you'd like additional ways to support the channel, links for Patreon and the merch are in the description down below. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful morning, noon, night, whatever time it is for you. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.